Hey, what's up guys, Mashine here, come back with a brand new video for you guys. Today we're going to be talking about everything going on with s1mple, his huge drama. I'm not going to elaborate on everything too much, but I'm going to basically talk about it from an investing side, because we've seen a lot of things like this in the past, but this one's a little bit different. He could be looking at potentially some jail time and some other things like that, but let's hop on into it. So if you guys are unaware on the situation, I will leave Hikes' video down below because that's really what got me interested in the situation. I think it's very informative. It's only a couple minutes long and it really gives you a full outlook on what's going on, and it's in English, which is really nice because a lot of these things are in a foreign language. But basically here the whole argument is that there's this area called Crimea, which Russia invaded, and Ukraine and Russia have been fighting over for a long time. And what happened is s1mple was asked the question if he believes Crimea belongs to Russia or Ukraine. s1mple being from Ukraine, most people would have thought he would have said Ukraine. In this answer, he said Russia while warming up in a game of CSGO. And the whole argument here is that s1mple is going against his country, which is illegal in Ukraine. Now, the law that was created is to kind of enforce and stop riots from happening and such, but his words are kind of being twisted in a way where they could potentially fall under this law. Now, recently, s1mple has been getting a ton of hate, which I honestly find super surprising. I can't believe one person's opinion is really bringing all this backlash, especially when it wasn't a detailed or thought out answer. He was just kind of sitting there playing CSGO, just shooting the bots, and he just gave a one-word answer, and people are getting really upset with him. Now, we've seen situations like this in the past, but this one's a little bit different. This one could be easily blown out of proportion more than it already is. I think it's a bit blown out of proportion here. It was just one small statement, but this one could lead to some really big impacts. It could lead to a potential 3 to 5 years jail time for s1mple, although I think it's very unlikely that he will get something like that. We're talking about the government of Ukraine. The government of Ukraine is not as stable as some may seem, and it's a lot of political corruption can easily happen there. It ranked the second worst out of all the countries in Europe on their transparency to their people. So this could play some pretty big impacts. The first up is the major. Now, at this point, there's been nothing confirmed or anything like that. He's just been receiving hate, which is not a huge deal considering what the other outcomes are. He could potentially be banned from playing in the major and have to return home and be jailed, which would put an end to his CSGO professional career. But I find this very unlikely, but it is still a possibility. The main important thing is, what is the government going to do about it? Because it's very possible nothing will happen. He was just tweeted at by one of the political figures in Ukraine, which could honestly lead to nothing and could probably just try to be a little bit more careful with his words moving forward, and everything would be perfectly okay. But he could also have that worst case scenario happen, and that's what's really interesting to talk about for investing. Now, we're probably going to see his autograph price go up a little bit just because the interest is going to attract some people to invest in, thinking he might get jail time or anything like that. I personally don't think it's going to be that serious. I think this is just one small comment, and at worst he's going to be asked to pay a fine or maybe a day or two in jail or something like that. I can't imagine he's going to get 3 to 5 years, because this law was originally passed to try and stop riots and things like that, and he's not trying to ensue a riot or anything like that. At this point, the ball is really in the Ukrainian government's court, but we're going to talk about a little bit for the future. Potentially, if he does have to go away to a jail or potentially something like that, his autograph will skyrocket in price. So if you do see something like that, it'd be best to buy in as quick as you can. But I really don't think anything major is going to happen. We've seen a lot of things like this. This one is different, but I just can't see anything major be coming from it. We could potentially see the price of the sticker be inflated for a little bit, talking about his autograph, just because s1mple is like the most well-known CSGO player. He's the biggest CSGO professional in my eyes. He's one of the biggest and most influential people for CSGO, and something big like this could easily have an impact on his sticker prices moving forward. I don't think it's really going to be playing a big part in the high-end stickers like the gold stickers, but if you're talking about like the normal sticker, the s1mple from Berlin 2019, which is around that $1.70 mark, it could easily go up into that $2.50 mark pretty easily, just because he's such a well-known player. I just don't think there's going to be major impacts from this. That's really all I have for today, guys. I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. It's really interesting to see something like this happen because it's such a small comment and it's being blown completely out of proportion, and there's a lot of people getting hate from this or sending hate to S1mple for this. I just find it really interesting. But as always, guys, I just want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.